I'm one of the OG pro players. Back when I first started playing, there were no heroes. No villains either. Over the years, I've been both.
In 2016, Riot Games officially banned its greatest player from co-streaming for talking too much trash.
Everyone else is trash. Right here on the shirt.
Everyone else is trash.
But that's just who he was. The villain. The hero. The guy everyone loved to hate. Until they started cheering his name.
Yeah, pretty good damage there. He's always gonna die right away! Level 1 Doublelift and Ole get a kill already.
At one point, he wasn't the biggest. He wasn't the flashiest, and he sure as hell wasn't the easiest to work with. But somehow, Yiliang Doublelift Peng became the guy every ADC in North America measured themselves against.
For Piglet, likely wanting to make it a triple, except he's not even the one responsible. Doublelift with the outplay! Jumping away from it! Dodges the Justice Punch! And they die together!
This is the guy who got himself kicked out of his house for playing too much League, only to become the king of bot lane. An enigma who forced Riot to nerf his champions, his items, and even his entire role just to try and stop him. And despite all that, he always came back swinging. This isn't just a story about mechanics or memes. It's about what happens when someone decides to play League of Legends like it owes them something and then makes good on it. This is the story of the trash-talking ADC who carried League of Legends.
I was never good. I'm an international choker. I'm washed up past my prime. I get carried by my teammates. I'm toxic. I play with no brain. I just got lucky. I'm a quitter. So why did I come back?
It all started in Mission Viejo, California, in a quiet suburban neighborhood where nothing much happened except inside the Peng household. Because young Yiliang Peng was about to become every parent's worst nightmare, a teenager with a dream to play video games for a living. It's hard to overstate just how badly that went over, especially in an Asian household where you're not allowed to dispute or disagree with your elders no matter what.
I haven't verbally spoken to my parents, no, for 2 years. I would always struggle with my parents. I was probably like 10 or 11, and we would just argue about everything, especially games. Like when I wanted to play, they thought it was just a complete waste of time. So it just got worse and worse over the years. So when I was like, in Asian culture, to talk back to your parents is like really bad. It's like, you know, you're a horrible kid if you even say a single word back to your parents.
When he told his parents he wanted to go pro in League of Legends, they kicked him out. Not in a, you should find your own path kind of way, in a literal, pack your stuff, get out kind of way. And the crazy part? He wasn't even 18 yet. He was still a teenager. For the first time in his life, Doublelift didn't have a home. So, he did what any stubborn, broke, homeless kid would do. He crashed on a friend's couch, fired up his computer, and started climbing the ladder.
Last time I think I was 17 or 16. I was 16, and they told me to leave, and I was like, okay, this time I'm actually going to leave. That's what I thought in my head. So I took my wallet, the only things I own, my wallet, my computer, and my bike. And I biked to my gas station. I went to the gas station, I called my friend, I'm like, yo, this time it's like for real, can you come pick me up? Because I have a computer now, this is like, I'm leaving the house. So yeah, I just left home.
And that is the point where you start to see what made him special. It wasn't because he was winning, plenty of kids were good at League at the time, after all. It was because even then, even when he was broke and couch surfing, he played like he belonged. Like every single person in his way was wasting his time, like a boy with no plan B. It was win or bust. People would flame him in the chat, telling him to uninstall. He'd flame them right back, then kill them under the tower just to make his point. By the time he signed his first LCS contract in 2011, he already had a reputation. Trash talker, mechanical god, problem child. But it wasn't until 2013 when he dropped the iconic line, "Everyone else is trash," that he became a full-blown League of Legends superstar. That one sentence followed him throughout his entire career. It wasn't just cocky, it was a declaration. Doublelift didn't just want to be the best, he wanted to make sure you knew he was the best and that you weren't even close.
To be taken by Doublelift, but the fight still rages. Jet drops to Sneaky, and now they're looking to bring more damage into Licorice. Team Liquid will try to make their stand.
Doublelift taking it over.
Doublelift just slaughtered everyone!
Quadra kill for Doublelift. He is refusing to lose this game. Found the perfect positioning in that corridor. He stand, he fought, and he came up with 4 huge kills.
If you've ever played ADC, you know one thing. It's a thankless job. You're squishy, you're the first to die in a team fight, and everyone on your team thinks it's your fault. But Doublelift? He made it look easy. And more than that, he made it look beautiful. From the moment he hit the big stage, it was clear his mechanics weren't just good. They were on another level. Other ADCs played safe, he played like he was hunting. You'd see him walk up, cutting at impossible angles, weaving auto attacks between every step, hitting 98 CS by 10 minutes like it was nothing. It didn't matter if his support left lane. It didn't matter if his jungler never showed up. Doublelift would just farm, fight, and flame all at the same time. One moment you'd see him at 10 HP, the next he's flashing forward into 3 enemies, spell shielding at the perfect second, and walking away like it was all part of the plan.
There are 3,000 health left onto the Baron. Pope goes in for the double top. The knockups are there. That's one looking for the second. They're going to get it all. And the team is going to be routed. 100 Thieves off the map, and Team Liquid gets 7.
Be engaged. They have to take down Doublelift.
Doublelift was so good that he made casters lose their minds. He turns every Twitch chat into chaos every single time he's on. And that's the thing. It wasn't just his reaction time. Even though his reaction time was disgusting, it was how much he trusted himself. He'd go for trades no one else even thought about. Dodge hooks he shouldn't even been able to dodge. Find angles where there were no angles. And then, even if it all went horribly wrong, even if he got caught and fed the enemy a free kill, he'd still laugh it off and keep going like nothing happened. Because for Doublelift, the mechanics weren't just about precision, they were about confidence. Confidence that he was better than whoever was in front of him. And confidence that, eventually, the game would have to go through him. That's why fans loved him and why teammates, at times, hated him. Because win or lose, Doublelift would always play like the most important person on the Rift. And honestly, most of the time, he was.
Really deterring everything right as soon as the room prison wears off, he goes face first like a mad cow. Atomic trying to pop up this fight. Big Fat is a huge focus here and he goes down. Mega Zero on the run. Can Doublelift kite? There is just way too much now. Quicksilver into barrier, into everything he has, and he's on his knees praying right now to get out of this one. It may actually work. He gets a condemn. Clanky D on the shield. A tumble again. Doublelift is playing amazing. He gets it one more time. A triple kill for Doublelift.
If you dominate hard enough for long enough, eventually the game fights back. That's what happened to Doublelift. For years, he was tearing through bot lanes like they were made of paper. And Riot, well, they noticed.
Barty got nerfed. Oh my god. He got nerfed.
At first, it was subtle. A tiny nerf to his favorite item here, a slight adjustment to a rune there. But over time, it started looking a little personal. Bloodthirster got nerfed, Ardent Sensor was gutted, even crit items were completely reworked. And every time, you could almost hear the unspoken reasoning. Yeah, we can't let this guy keep doing this anymore. It became a running joke in the community. Fans would call it the Doublelift patch. Every time something in bot lane got weaker, Reddit would light up. How did we stop him this time? Nerf the minions? Even Doublelift leaned into it. If Riot and a section of the community wanted to paint him as a villain, then he'd become one.
You guys are coming in as the back-to-back split champs, and earlier you said that earning anything less than that is a failure. Don't you think that's a lot of pressure to be putting on yourself for week 1?
Yeah, but I always win, so I have to keep it up.
But here's the crazy part. The nerfs didn't actually stop Doublelift. Sure, they made his life harder, sometimes he'd have to swap champions or adjust his build, but no matter how much Riot tinkered with bot lane, Doublelift would find a way to make it work, because Riot could change the numbers, but they couldn't change the player. You can't nerf confidence, you can't patch out swagger, and you definitely can't delete the kind of mechanical skill that made everyone else in lane look like bots. That's why when a Riot dev was once asked how they balanced ADCs, the answer, half joking but painfully true, was, we basically balance around him. And that right there, that's when you know you're not just playing the game anymore. You are the game.
Sees that and runs the heck away from the turbo rocket boots. Mega Zero, he puts the slow down. Can he win this duel? Gets knocked up into the air, still trying to run. Mega pops his ulti, and it's going to be the stealth in from Doublelift. Oh, he jukes it. Will Mega get, he actually goes in back for the fight. I don't know if it's going to be enough for Doublelift though. Pops barrier, gets one-shotted there. The wind slash, no, it's not going to be enough. Doublelift gets the duel, gets the victory. Nice pick up there.
Oh my god, this is me versus Mega Zero. Oh, Riven was so broken back then. Ooh. I'm too good.
At some point, the conversation stopped being, is Doublelift the best ADC in NA? And started being, how much further ahead can he even get? Because by now, Doublelift wasn't just winning. He was rewriting what winning even looked like. Over the course of his career, he racked up 8 LCS titles, more than any other player in the league. MVP awards, finals MVPs, and plays so iconic that fans could recite them like scripture. People still talk about his MSI Quadra kill, where he danced through a team fight like everyone else was moving in slow-mo, securing the kind of highlight reel you replay 1,000 times just to make sure it really happened.
Down, and a shutdown is in. Double. They've got Bjergsen, and they shut him down with a 1,600 damage crit. Can I get double? Low. Meteos, another knockup, trades his life, but it's down. Gets the GA. Double.
But it wasn't just the gameplay, it was the presence. When Doublelift walked on stage, the energy in the room always shifted. Crowds would start chanting his name before the games even started. He sold out his iconic "everyone else is trash" merch drops in hours. When he started co-streaming LCS games, 500,000 viewers tuned in, not just to watch League of Legends, but to hear him roast everyone playing it. And he knew it too. He even had a special "everyone else is trash" PSA that lit up the whole community in ways no one ever could. Every smirk, every little eyebrow raise, every shrug when he was asked about yet another championship, it all screamed the same thing. Of course I won. What did you expect? Even his teammates, whether they loved him or barely tolerated him, couldn't deny what he brought to the stage. He didn't just carry games, he carried the whole damn league.
Doublelift, are you gonna win? Or
They're
whatever,
building a
like
statue
8-0?
of me, the winner of the whole tournament already.
Really?
Like over there. Yeah,
Where?
I saw it. It's really cool. You know.
And in those moments, with the lights beating down, the crowd roaring, and the trophy in his hands, Doublelift didn't just feel like the best ADC in NA. He felt like the best thing to ever happen to it.
Here comes the barrel, that sends people sideways. Call of the Forge God, that is a zoning ultimate. A couple more hits on the tower is all it is going to take, but Hanabi is destroyed. Forced to flash away from the Void Seeker. And Impact's now going to go low. He's taken out. Betty's turning one back. Doublelift gets feasted with the shield. The heals. He survives. That's a double kill. Chasing all the way forward. It's a triple kill. And Team Liquid, they're setting their sights onto the Nexus turrets. They've got the base broken open.
Doublelift is a monster as he secures a triple kill for Liquid, and it looks like the game.
Team Liquid keep their hopes at semi-finals alive.
For all the trophies, the trash talk, and the Twitch clips, the truth is, Doublelift's story was never just one long victory lap. Because even kings trip, even legends fall. And when Doublelift fell, he fell hard. It started in 2014. Right in the middle of his meteoric rise, he was in a serious car accident. Nothing career-ending physically, but mentally, it shook him. For the first time, he looked mortal. For the first time, he questioned what he was even doing. And the game didn't slow down for him to figure it out. Other players were catching up, teams were evolving, and for the first time in his career, Doublelift didn't look untouchable anymore. Then came 2016. On paper, it should have been his year. NA World's hopes were pinned on him. He was playing with one of the most stacked rosters in the league. This was supposed to be his chance to prove NA could hang with the big regions. Instead, it ended in flames.
Kingdom for now, but TSM with the 3-for-0.
Doublelift.
Oh, and it gets deleted. Looks for the play, turns right back around on him. Samsung saving it with the big burst out of the mid laner.
The manner in which his team bombed out early drew massive criticism. Analysts tore him apart. Reddit flamed him for choking again. And to make matters worse, some of his own teammates started questioning his attitude. The phrase washed started to show up in Twitch chat. People started whispering, maybe he was never that good. Maybe it was all talk. But it wasn't just outside noise. Doublelift himself admitted later that he'd started to lose his drive. That the fire he'd felt when he was grinding solo queue, when he was couch surfing, when he was proving everyone wrong, had faded.
I feel kind of good, but mostly I feel empty. Yeah, like, it sucks. I feel like crying, but I just don't want to do that. So it sucks, you know, like I don't know what to say. It just, we tried our best. That's all.
But that wasn't all. In 2020, for the first time in a long time, Doublelift found himself on the bench. Team Liquid pulled him from the starting roster mid-split. No warning, no spin, just benched. The headlines were brutal. On Twitch chat, the criticism and trolling were beyond anything he could comprehend. He tried to play it cool, told his stream it was fine, said he understood, but you could hear it in his voice. For the first time, he sounded tired, beaten down. And for a while, it looked like that was it.
I was playing pretty whatever, pretty bad, and I think I didn't have my head in the game, and I wasn't like playing much solo queue, and I definitely didn't have like the right competitive attitude. And I would just say like overall, the team was slumping. I'm not trying to excuse like my bad behavior, but I would just say like the whole thing was just like really bad.
For years, he had carried the region, carried his teams, and carried the entire bot lane on his back. But now, he was the one who needed to be carried, and nobody seemed willing to do it.
For a full combo on Blabber before he can get his ult off. Snare here onto Jensen though. Out of CC, they're gonna find some more. Jensen flashes away, but gets found down! Oh, he's dead! That is the damage up, but that was the pick. A huge find from Ole set it up, and Jensen's gone with...
You'd think after all that, the car crash, the benching, the endless Reddit threads calling him washed, that Doublelift would finally fade away. You'd think wrong. Because if there's one thing you learn about Doublelift, it's this. He doesn't stay down for long. And when he comes back, he doesn't just come back quietly. Out of nowhere, after years of staying low-key and just streaming, Doublelift fired up his stream and announced, without even a hint of doubt, I'm going to hit Challenger on all 5 roles.
What's up guys, Doublelift here, and today I'm introing a new challenge that I'm doing on my stream, which is 5 rolls to Challenger. Never done anything like this before. For those who say, you know, you're just copying Tyler 1, you do have a point. You do have a point. I can't lie, he had a great idea. That was a long time ago though, and this is now 2025.
Most people thought he was joking. Some laughed, some rolled their eyes. But Doublelift, he started grinding. Top, mid, jungle, support, ADC. One by one, he climbed the ladder, streaming to tens of thousands of viewers every night. Although he's yet to achieve this set goal, he managed to turn what was supposed to be a retirement into a showcase. And just when you thought it couldn't get any more absurd, in 2025, Doublelift came back to competitive play.
His sources, Doublelift is set to make an NACL open qualifier team consisting of TF Blade in the top lane, Spica in the jungle, Pobelter mid, Doublelift AD carry, and Biofrost support.
The announcement alone sent shockwaves through the scene. NA fans who had already made peace with his retirement suddenly had hope again. The Twitch chat that once mocked him now begged, carry us one more time. While Doublelift had an insane career, winning unprecedented back-to-back LCS titles, and showcasing his dominance in the North American League of Legends scene, he always felt like something was missing. Despite fighting through the odds, through the doubts, and through the storm to make a life and an incredible career as a pro gamer, the fact that he couldn't lead NA Worlds to victory at the World Championships will always haunt him. For some reason, it just never clicked. He has reached the tournament multiple times with different teams, but he kept getting crushed, consistently failing to advance past the group stage. Every time he gets close, he keeps getting knocked back down.
How is it for you now? Like, you just broke your curse, and here you're just going to the final right now. So how's that feel?
I can't explain it. It's just the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. And I mean, for the rest of my life, I've never been out of groups. So this is a huge, huge moment in my life.
Maybe now that he's back to being competitive, maybe he'd want to try again to achieve that lifelong dream of winning Worlds, but it remains to be seen if he's got any realistic chance. League of Legends is a different monster now, loads of incredible players and teams to battle through. But that's the thing about Doublelift. You can bench him, you can flame him, you can even nerf half the bot lane just to slow him down. But you can't keep him down forever. Because Doublelift's law is simple. You don't get to decide when he's done. Only he does.
And again, Doublelift, what are you doing? You don't have the protection of CLG to W. He's going to try and turn it around on towards Wei Xiao. And Wei Xiao taking it incredibly low. He may get, oh, the last one came in. He didn't get the lock on. He could turn on towards Troll here, but Messiah comes in. The rest of North America are coming in. He flashes in. St. Vicious comes in now. Flips him actually towards Doublelift. And Doublelift busts him down. And it's St. Vicious that picks up the kill. Incredible.
It's easy to forget how, with all the memes, the flame wars, and the drama, that at the heart of it all, Doublelift built something no one else in North American League of Legends ever has. A legacy. Because today, even rookies who grew up watching him, rookies who weren't even old enough to stay up for his Worlds games, still talk about him like he's the standard. When a young ADC finally solo kills their opponent on stage, their teammates laugh and call it a DL moment. When an underdog team pulls off an upset, chat spams Doublelift diff. Even players who'd flame him, even teammates who once couldn't stand him, now tell stories about what it was like to play alongside him. It wasn't just that he could carry the game mechanically, it was that he carried a whole generation of NA players forward with him, whether they wanted to follow or not. He proved to everyone watching that you could grow up in some quiet suburb of California, get kicked out of your house, be flamed by Reddit, be benched by your team, and still come back and put your name in the history books. And even now, years after his prime, Twitch chat still chants his name during LCS games he's not even playing in. Fans still hold up signs at finals that say, "Everyone else is trash," because Doublelift didn't just carry League of Legends on his back. For a while there, he was League of Legends. And whether you love him, hated him, flamed him, or cheered for him, one thing you couldn't do was ignore him. Because that's what legends are made of. And that's the story. The kid who got kicked out of his house, the ADC who called everyone trash and then proved it on stage, the player Riot couldn't stop nerfing, and the region couldn't stop watching. Love him or hate him, you've got to admit it. He carried more than just bot lane. He carried the whole damn league. So if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, if you learned something new, or if you just want to see more stories about the legends who made League what it is, you should click on the other video on your screen right now. Thanks for watching Admiral Ace, and until next time, keep acing, gamers.